This is the iSpring whole house water filter system, model WGB32B, sitting right in front of me, and I've been running it on my main line long enough to have real thoughts about living with it day to day. The first time I picked this up, I understood immediately that it's built like serious infrastructure, not a kitchen gadget. The footprint is roughly 24 by 8 by 28 inches, and once the 3 canisters are full of water, it's a beast. The blue 20 by 4.5-inch housings give off that big blue vibe you see in light commercial setups. Opaque bodies matter more than they look. No light leaking through means no green algae surprise months down the road. The mounting bracket is thick, powder-coated steel, and the inlet-outlet are true 1-inch NPT, so it doesn't choke your home's flow. Each head has a red pressure relief button, and there's a simple plastic wrench that fits the ribs on the canisters. In my hands, it feels industrial, utilitarian, and very purpose-built. I installed this myself. From my experience, it's not a beginner job. I screwed a sheet of 3/4-inch plywood into wall studs first, then anchored the bracket to that. Drywall alone would not hold this once the housings are full. I plumbed a 3-valve bypass loop so I can isolate the filter, send unfiltered water to the house if needed, or shut everything down in a hurry. That bypass has already saved me a headache during one messy changeout. Sealing the 1-inch plastic threads took patience. I wrapped the male fittings with generous PTFE tape and added a light coat of thread sealant paste. Hand tight to snug, then a single careful turn with a wrench. No gorilla moves. Over-tightening plastic can crack the caps, and you only make that mistake once. After plumbing, I cracked the pressure relief buttons, opened the mains slowly, and sent the first flush to a bathtub. The water was dark with carbon fines for a few minutes. That's normal with fresh carbon blocks, and cleared up quickly. I kept it out of the water heater until it ran clear. In daily use, the change was easy to notice. The chlorine bite vanished from showers and tap water, and the general swimming pool smell is gone. In my opinion, the taste hits that clean, neutral profile without feeling flat because the minerals stay in. I shower longer now without dry skin or itchy scalp. Flow held up just fine. My house can run multiple taps and a washer without a pressure dip. I added pressure gauges pre- and post-filter. On day 1, the drop was around 1 to 2 psi. As the sediment stage accumulates grit, I see that number creep up, and around a 10 to 15 psi delta, I know it's time to swap the sediment cartridge. Maintenance is where this system reminds you it's full size. A 20-inch housing full of water is heavy. I shut the inlet and outlet, open the bypass, press the red buttons to vent, and then lean into the plastic wrench to break the seal. A bucket on standby is not optional. There's no drain on the sumps, so you will spill some water. I pull the old cartridge, give the inside of the housing a quick clean, and coat the O-ring with food-grade silicone grease before reassembly. That O-ring habit is the difference between an easy swap next time and a stuck canister that needs a strap wrench and a second set of hands. What the filters actually do in this model is straightforward. The first canister is a sediment defense stage that knocks out sand, silt, and rust down to about 5 microns, which protects the carbon blocks from clogging. The next 2 canisters are carbon block stages made from coconut shell carbon. 2 carbon blocks back-to-back give longer contact time, so chlorine, taste, odor, and a bunch of common chemical traces have more media to interact with. The carbon blocks in this line are third-party tested to NSF ANSI standards, which gives me confidence in the claims. Key features that stand out to me are all about capacity and flow. It's rated up to 100,000 gallons, which lines up with a roughly 1-year cycle for the carbon blocks in an average household. The big housings keep pressure drop low, and the 1-inch ports let my plumbing breathe. It also doesn't waste water like a reverse osmosis system. And it doesn't strip minerals. TDS stays largely the same, which is exactly what I want in a whole house setup. If someone needs lead or iron reduction, the housings accept Big Blue standard cartridges, so swapping a carbon block for a specialty cartridge is easy. That open standard is a quiet win for long-term ownership. There are a few quirks to be aware of. The red pressure relief buttons do their job, but if they see grit, they can weep a little until the seat clears. A quick flush and a clean press usually fixes it. The system will not fix hard water. It doesn't remove dissolved calcium or magnesium. So if limescale is your headache, pair this with a softener. It also isn't a microbiological barrier. If the source water is unsafe for organisms, you'd need a UV stage downstream. And while the plastics are tough, I'd only install this indoors or in a shaded, climate-safe area. Freezing or strong UV is bad news for any filter housing. From my experience, the taste and smell improvement is immediate and consistent across every tap. The flow stays strong even when the sediment stage is dirty, which keeps the house happy. The dual carbon block layout creates real-world contact time without forcing me into a complicated system. The build feels honest, heavy, no nonsense, with parts I can source easily. I also like how simple the routine is once you set up pressure gauges. Watch the delta. Change the sediment when it rises, swap the carbon annually, and keep the O-rings greased. It's predictable, which matters when the unit controls all your water. In my opinion, the biggest win is that it solves chlorine taste and odor for the whole home without changing how the water feels on skin or how coffee tastes. That's exactly what I wanted. It's perfect for homeowners on municipal water who want cleaner tasting water everywhere, kitchen, showers, laundry without sacrificing pressure. I'd recommend this for anyone who can handle a bit of plumbing or is willing to hire a pro, has some wall space, and wants low-maintenance filtration with zero wastewater. If your priorities include lead or iron specifically, consider using a matching specialty cartridge in one of the housings or stepping up to an iSpring variant designed for those targets. In conclusion, the iSpring WGB32B is a workhorse I trust. It takes up space, it's heavy, and it asks you to be a responsible owner. But it delivers clean, chlorine-free water across the entire home with strong flow and long service life. Key features like 1-inch ports, 20-inch Big Blue housings, dual carbon blocks, and a sediment stage that does real pre-filtration make it feel like a small utility in my basement. From my experience, the maintenance rhythm is simple once you set it up right. Bypass, vent, swap, grease, and go. I'd recommend this for families on city water who want a noticeable quality upgrade and don't need TDS removal. If you're battling scale or microbes, plan the right companion systems. If this video helped, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment with your setup questions or your own experience with whole house filters. Thank you for watching.